Hey guys, this is Dow Phoenix, and this is without a doubt the worst dungeon raid I've ever been on. We've been trying to kill this boss for about the past 40 minutes without any success, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to start recording this. And the problem is our guy that's tanking. Now, in case you're not really familiar with MMOs, there's different roles that every character must fulfill. In the instance of a tank, your role is to basically control the enemy aggression and take the brunt of the damage, so that the healer only has to focus on one target, the enemy only focuses on one target. It just makes things a lot easier. Now, my character is a Lancer, or actually Dragoon, which is pretty much just a, Lancer with the jump ability and all that stuff. But my character is a damage-dealing character. Now, I do have some armor capabilities, but I'm not really a tank-type class, because I don't have as good of armor as this guy, which is a paladin. And also, I don't have the skills needed to control the aggression. I only have one skill that actually even affects enemy aggression, and that's because that's a skill I use from the Marauder thing. So, but yeah, you're about to see the worst instances of tanking of all time. This boss we're fighting, it's called Altair, I think, or something like that. It's AI Tar, I don't know. It sounds like Altair, but it looks different. I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, there's me topping like crazy because I don't know what I'm doing there. If you could even read the text, of course. And yeah, okay, so alright, basically when you're a tank, like I said, you have to take the damage and you have to control the enemy aggression. Now, this boss has some attacks called, they're called AoEs, or area of effects. Basically it's an attack that will hit anything in a designated zone. Now, these are the most powerful attacks that this boss has. Therefore, there are a couple different ways to deal with these attacks. One, you could just simply move out of the zone before the attack is executed. Or two, some attacks will do an interrupt. Now, my class has what's called a leg sweep, which is an interrupt type attack. So it is something that we can use to interrupt the boss attack if need be. That said, the interrupt has to play after other attacks I'm doing. And since I'm a damage dealing class, my role is to deal damage as quickly as possible, as much as possible to the boss, so that so we can kill the boss quickly, so that the tank doesn't have to take too much pain before we defeat him. So now I have the interrupt, but my primary focus is on dealing the damage. I guess I could just sit back, let my guy do his auto attack, and then do nothing but the interrupt. And the interrupt probably will go through every time. But at the same time, we're going to take centuries probably to kill the boss, if that happens. So I'm just playing the class like I'm supposed to. This guy plays it like an idiot. This guy right here running up on the boss. That's the tank. He's doing what he's supposed to so far. He's getting the aggression of the boss. He's taking the damage. Here's the area of effect. He does not dodge it. He gets hit. Surprise. Now, he kept blaming lag or something like that. I guess that's totally possible. But I've ran this dungeon several times with other tanks, and they didn't really struggle to dodge. I'll do my best to try to get the interrupt off. Right here, I believe I actually successfully get it off, so he doesn't have to worry about it. But did you see any attempt from him to dodge the attack whatsoever? No, you didn't. He relied solely on me and my interrupt to stop that from hitting him, which probably deals about 30 to 40% of his health and damage. Now, if it hit one of the other players, it's going to deal a lot more as far as percentage, because he's got the most armor. He's got the most health. So he's best equipped to take damage. It's really a shame, This dungeon run ended up being a failure. It ran so well up until we got to the boss. We were actually doing we were going through it very quickly. I think we got to the boss only 35 minutes in, and you have a 90-minute time limit, and we're down to 11 minutes remaining. He got hit by the AoE again. See, I mean, you see what I mean? It's just ignorance. I know some people are probably like, what's going on? There's so much shit going on. That's how MMOs typically are. He's actually down right now. I'm actually pulling the tank roll, and you see how much faster the damage gets dealt to me. Now, I was properly getting the enemy outside of those green pools, because those green pools... I just died there. Those green pools, you know, they heal the boss. They're harmful to us, but they help the boss. They heal him. And so the tank never really, whenever he was alive, he didn't make any attempt really to get us out of it. So yeah, I'm just really disappointed. By the way, it's been a long time since I've done a video, hasn't it? This is part of the reason why I've been really hooked on this game, and it's quite enjoyable whenever you're playing with a good group of people or you're going solo. And, you know, sometimes I'd like to play solo, but, you know, these games aren't the same just solo. You have to do the group experience too. And obviously I'm dead, he's dead. It's just a failed run in this case, but we're going to make one more attempt at it. We have very little time. We're going to make one more attempt at it. And in case you didn't know, it's going to go like every other attempt that we've tried so far. I mean, I get it. Not everybody is cut out for MMOs. But if you don't want to have a lot on you, don't play a class that you're going to have a lot of responsibility for. The tanks and the healers have the most responsibility. Their jobs are the toughest. The DPS guys like me, in this case, I just gotta stay alive and do damage. That's all I gotta do. I'm not expected to do anything else from the party role. So, why not play a different class until you get more familiar with the game? Then come back to the tank once you're more comfortable doing it. By the way, I love the Dragoon because of the jump attack, although it's not exactly that effective of an attack. It's nice to have that range, but look at that. He's took like 50% of his damage off that one AoE attack. And he almost got me. So he took a bunch of damage, plus he didn't do his proper role in pulling the aggression, which led me to almost die from the boss because I was doing damage to the boss. And because look at him again, just sitting there. His role is to just make the boss pissed off. He doesn't do the damage that I do. He shouldn't have to worry about doing attacks the entire time. When you're playing a tank, you have to take a little bit of a break in case you need to do something to pull the weight. Like if the boss does decide to freak out on our healer out of nowhere, for instance, which occasionally happens. You know, occasionally a healer might cast some kind of spell that'll piss the boss off. Or if we had, like, say, a mage, they might have a powerful spell that might do a lot of damage. Or in the case of a limit break, because you see we have a limit break meter. If one of us does that, that might piss off the boss and might make him go after us. But yeah, this is just overall a very disappointing performance. I'm not trying to call out this character's name. Obviously, you can see it. If you play Final Fantasy XIV, don't give him shit. I'm sure he's probably not been playing it as long as some of us. Cut him a break. I know he's about the same level as me. So, figuratively speaking, yes, he could have played as long as me or even longer, possibly. But I don't know that for sure. He could have some subclasses that he never have even messed with at all. He might have never messed with the subclasses. Whereas I have some experience. Well, I guess I think he had to have some experience with the subclasses because I'm pretty sure he's a paladin character. So obviously he has to mess with it in that case. You know, you have to To play one of the special classes, you have to have level 30 in the primary class, level 15 in the secondary class. That's how I got Dragoon, because level 30, Lancer, level 15, Marauder. I have some experience with playing a tank, because a Marauder is a tank class. So I've done a couple raids as a tank, and I think I've done a pretty good job with that role. I might not have been the best tank. I'm not going to admit I'm the best tank. But I kept my party alive, and I didn't die in the process. So I did what I feel a tank should do, is simply to stay alive and keep the other people alive in the process, and keep the enemies off of them when possible. Now, this is pretty much over with at this point, because we were down to the healer and the archer, and the archer can't take worth a crap. So definitely not the healer. Now it's down to the archer. Yeah, we're done. I really feel bad for the archer, because he kind of joined in the middle of the boss fight thing. He didn't get to see the bullshit that he was being thrown into. At least me and the healer, we had a chance to back out. So I'm done with this dungeon and this rant. Play Final Fantasy XIV with me. Lamia is the server. Down Phoenix out.